Welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Paz here at Illumination, and today we're going to talk about all the most important things that I think Illuvium needs to implement, needs to improve in order for it to become that AAA game that we all want to see, that we all have been promised. So let's jump right into it, and I think the most important thing that we have to start with, creating a more emotional, a more deep bond, a deep connection with your Illuvials. The easiest way to do this, I think, is just being able to filter your Illuvials and to create boxes, to create folders for your Illuvials. Because if I look at my Illuvials right here, I see a dozen aces. But maybe one of those aces was actually the first ace I caught, and this gets kind of lost over playing more and more and more. You capture more and more aces, and those first captures, those things that you have some emotional bond with, they get kind of lost. And also the perfect stud Illuvials and so on. So what I would like is to just create folders here, similar to what we had in Pokemon, right? And then I can make a folder with all my perfect stud Illuvials. I can make a folder with all the Illuvials that I captured, with world first captures and so on. And this is just going to create more bond between you and your Illuvials in a very easy way. And this was one of the most important things that Kieran outlined when he was talking about Illuvium years ago, that it's so important to have this bond with your Illuvials, because look at them, they look so freaking good, and I want to get more attachment to them. And another way to do this would just be able to give them a nickname. I don't think this nickname should be branded into the NFT and it should be non-changeable or something like this. It should just be in your client. And here I got my world first Rampfire and I wanna name him Tony, for example. And then I have Tony and I can form this emotional bond with him. We see Toriel talking about Steve Herseer, which is a very nice thing to see, but you have to do this kind of personally. You cannot do it in the game yet, so I think this would be a very, very nice change. But I don't think this should be permanent. I don't want my Tony Ramfire to lose so much value, because now he's named Tony, and he's not named Ramfire anymore. So I think this could just be a very nice way to really get a deeper connection to your Illuvials. The next thing, which is, I think, the most important thing for me personally, would be a spectator mode in all the arena games. It doesn't have to be all of them, to be honest. It can just be Gauntlet and Ascendant Arena, which are arguably the PvP places, the competitive places. And if we want to have a thriving competitive community in Illuvium, which is also, again, one of the main points why I got hooked onto Illuvium, was how enthusiastic Kieran and other founders and other members of the team were about PvP and competitiveness. And now we are a few weeks after launch, and obviously a lot of stuff is still being worked on, and a lot of things that I mentioned today are already worked on, but I still want to mention what is most important to me, what I think is the most important to bring into Illuvium. And I think the most important thing, the one thing that we need to actually have a competitive scene, is going to be spectator mode. Because right now our tournaments are a little bit scuffed. We have, like the recent tournament, everybody is streaming in the Discord. You can stream snipe other players, and it's just not a good experience for the stream viewer, for the player, and for the organizers. And just by having a spectator mode, it would make tournament production, tournament hosting so much easier, and it would just help elevate our competitiveness to the next level. Talking about competitiveness, the next one is also a no-brainer, and I'm sure the team is working on it in the back end. We need leaderboards. We need a place to call home for people that love PvP, that love battling other players, that love playing ranked, and I'm one of those people. And what grinds my gear is that we still don't have an updated leaderboard for the Ascendant Arena. Right here, if we go onto the leaderboard, it is still the old leaderboard from the testnet, which is very disencouraging for people that want to grind the ladder. People are doing it anyway, but the leaderboard is just not updated. To just reset the leaderboard, show us the actual leaderboard of the players. Of course, Arena, we're still in open beta, right? Of course, not everything is balanced and not everything is perfect, but just having a leaderboard brings so much more players into those game modes, and then we can actually see, once the people play it for the leaderboard, we have a lot more players playing it, and we can figure out most of the things that are still wrong way easier by having a lot more players and therefore testers. The same goes with Gauntlet right here, and this ties in with another problem with Gauntlet. If I press find game right now, I will probably end up with bots, because the lobbies get filled up by bots. There's not enough players right now because the game is still very much in its alpha state. It's not polished yet. Team is working on that. but just the reason that I don't have a ranked queue right here, where maybe I wait 5-10 minutes, whatever, till I find players. I think as soon as we have a rank queue, more players will play and the wait time will go down. But if I have a rank queue, which guarantees me that I play versus real other players, basically have a real Gauntlet game, the retention will go up. Way more players will play the game mode, and it's just gonna elevate the whole experience. Because right now I have to go into the Discord, have to talk people, have to find people to actually play a real game of it. And if we had a ranked mode, and I am guaranteed if a queue up in rank to not meet bots, people would start playing it way more. I know I would. I know a lot of people that would as well. Next up, again, a little bit of a no-brainer, and I know the team is working on this, or at least I assume. Fuel exchange. We had a recent change which was huge, which was really, really important. Now when you try to purchase some fuel, you actually see the bonus that you will be getting. So now you can actually see the floor price of the fuel. This was very important and was an oversight, and it was fixed rather quickly by the team. The next thing we need to fix is that SLV actually gives you a bonus as well and doesn't always buy at the top rail. Because as it's looking right now, there is no incentive to actually buy fuel with your SLV, which makes no sense, right? Because we want people to burn their SLV2 tokens, so we need the bonus also with SLV2, make it worth buying fuel with SLV2. And into that ties also fuel crates, because fuel crates, also the bonus is not working, and which basically means you're purchasing at the top rail at a way higher price that the floor price is actually at the moment. Then we got the Illuvidex, and there has been some governance idea channel discussions been going on about this topic, but just to recap a little bit of this, if I'm searching for the ramp fee right here, I'm gonna just find the lowest floor price ramp fee, which is all good and dandy, but what will also be very important is to be able to sort them by stats. Because stats are one of the most important things that an Illuvial has, if not the most important thing. And a perfect stat Illuvial should be able to be found by a search function right here. What you can also tie in here is the levels, so you can actually search for levels, you can actually search for stats, which would make a lot of sense. I mean, the upside to this is right now you can get a really good deal by just like searching through all the ramp fees and try to find one that is listed at floor price with really good stats. So you can still snipe those really good stats. I think the problem here is that there is bots who are doing this already. So right now I think the advantage lies with some lucky people in the community, but mostly with people who have automated tools to buy perfect stat Illuvials to find them in the marketplace. And this should be included for everybody. All right, let's have a quick word from the sponsor of today's video, which is myself. And obviously you, if you decide to sponsor to help out my content creation, my channel, you can go to your profile right here, go into account settings. And once you are in account settings, you can put a referral code. If you put the referral code PASS right here, PASET, that is going to help my content creation, help me keep doing what I love doing, which is making content for you all. So this is PASET, PASS right here. Doesn't cost you anything, just helps me out. And even if you don't put me, just put any content creator, which is your favorite content creator in here, because we should be supporting our in-house content creators. Thank you very much, everybody. Another way to support the channel, if you're new to Illuvium and you want to sign up for it, there is my affiliate link down in the description below. Next up, you can already hear it, another very obvious one, and I'm very sure the team is working on it. But one thing I really need is remove the clunkiness. Make it more smoother in Gauntlet, make it more polished. Because right now, the worst thing for a TFT player is doing this and not being able to actually swap units around. I get a little error code and I'm trying to move my units and move it up here, try to swap it. Actually, it's working pretty good right now. I think the team has already done improvements. Yeah, we get a few error messages and it's just a little bit clunky. We need 5 seconds more time, please. Every single time, and every person I talk to, it's not enough time. And people have said, oh, you're gonna get used to it. No, you don't. I've played hundreds of games now. You don't get used to it. The visual indicator and the audio cue are off. The 5-second warning starts at 0 seconds. And there's just a few seconds missing to actually be able to re-roll and position your Illuvials, which you should be able to do in the late game. You should be able to roll down your gold and also reposition your Illuvials and stuff like this. But right now, physically, there is only so much time in one round to do one of those things. So you have to re-roll during the fight, and then be very fast with repositioning, because you just have a few seconds. So we need to change this. I know the timer's gonna go up a little bit, but if you add 5 seconds per round, maybe 10 seconds in a later one, let's assume 5 seconds. 5 seconds per round, let's say we play 15 rounds, that is 1-2 minutes more. It's not a big deal, it would help the players so much. And then lastly, I want to talk about milestones and the airdrop points reward system. We have some confirmation that the airdrop points will not reset, but we also have confirmation that it's not the final decision yet. They're still trying to figure out how Season 2 should work. So if you have any ideas, feel free to jump into the Discord, post something in the feedbacks ideas channel. People will see it, people will talk to you, you can discuss about it and can find better solutions. What I gotta say is we need to reset at least a few milestone points. I mean, it doesn't make sense to reset capture all tier 5 stage 2 Illuviums. I don't want to do it again, right? But we need to reset some of them, and we need to bring new ones in, because if we don't reset them, the best play for everyone will be to create a second account and then play on your second account to get all the milestone points again. One thing I want to mention here, we will reduce the wave 40, 30 and 20 milestone points, because they are just too much for the time you need to complete them. Basically opening my YouTube video how I do it, or my stream, following along, just copying the gameplay. This shouldn't give 1 million airdrop points. And luckily with the IIP that I have wrote, we're gonna reduce those points. It is at Illuvium's discretion how much they're gonna reduce it to. But one thing I wanna mention here, rank 1 in the daily arena survival mode should have way more than 100 points, maybe a million. Because get this, there is only 30 people per month able to do this, and this would finally bring some skill expression into the airdrop point system, and this would boost the daily players of the survival mode so much, because everybody would be fighting for that 1 in a 30 chance of getting a 1 million airdrop points. This is not exploitable, this is not abusable. We have a capped limit of people who can get this, exactly 30 or 31 depending on the month, people per month per season. So I think we should boost this. This comes, by the way, from one viewer. I didn't come up with this. At first I was like, nah, it's a free-to-play thing, but it doesn't matter if it's free-to-play. It's capped at 30 people, so we should just give this a million airdrop points. And dude, everybody's gonna be spamming survival, which is a great game mode to learn the game, to learn the Illuviums, to learn everything. And this is the cheat code to bring everybody into survival and play their hearts out and have this competitive feeling in the survival arena leaderboard. I mean, obviously you can exploit everything, and also here you could just share screenshots with your friends, and then you help each other to get rank 1 at another day, which is fair, I guess. There's a lot of collaborative effort there. I think it's fair to give those people more. Maybe it doesn't have to be a million. Maybe it's 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, you know? And lastly, we have Epoch 10 Community Council nomination. I've tossed my hat into the ring right here. You can see all the answers that I've answered here. You can also check out the other candidates. And I would obviously appreciate it if you vote for me, but no matter who you want to vote for, just make sure you vote for them. Because every single LV token staked has a lot of voting power, and you should let your voice be heard. And if you want the best for Illuvium, you should vote for the best community council members. I'm gonna have the link in the description to check out all the nominees and also how to vote. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. I have another video right here where I explain you step by step what my thought process is while doing a wave 40 attempt in the survival arena. Happy watching, everybody. I see you in the arena. Good luck hunting. Peace out.